Have you ever wondered what the most underrated and overlooked attitude in business is? Stay tuned and find out. Hey, it's Gary Wong from GaryWongRealty.com. Welcome to another episode of Bible, Business, and Belief. I'm here again with Vivian Teng from Miix Interiors. Welcome to the show again, Vivian.
Hi, Gary.
Today, we're going to be talking about the most underrated and overlooked attitude in business. We have a special guest here today. Who is this?
This is Rosong. Hi, Rosong.
What is Rosong?
It's pork fluff in Mandarin.
Oh, pork fluff in Mandarin. But he has an
Really
English
good.
name, right?
It's Russell.
Russell. So Rosong will be my hand warmer here, but also be an observer. So today we're talking about the most overlooked and underrated attitude in business. Start off by asking you, what do you think is the most overlooked and underrated attitude in business?
I'm not going to steal your point, which is Thanksgiving, but I'm going to just use mine.
You stole it.
No, I think that what you are going to say is very important as well. But for me, it's at James chapter 1:19, which is about listen quickly, slow to anger, slow to speak. That's important for me because I am a very impulsive person. I am very...
What's wrong with it being impulsive?
I'm not just impulsive. I'm very sometimes, I speak very quickly. And that's one thing that I apply to my life, one verse that I apply to my life, to my work as well. Because at work, there are always going to be someone that criticizing me, no matter it's not really from other staff, but then definitely from clients. There will always have clients that disagreeing or having argument, and then for me that's important because I want to stand as a representative of God, as God's servant.
That's
and then if I am gonna be, how am I gonna differentiate myself from the rest of the world of non-believers? Is that I want to be this is a good verse to follow, to just listen, because there are a lot of examples or situations I can think of that when I could have dealt it differently if I just
Such as what? Give me an example. You can modify the details to make it anonymous.
Actually just happened this past week, but then we had basically it was also another unhappy client, and then we found out that she had been posting false accusation online, and then on social media basically, and then for us,
so the typical person would respond right away and
for me I was gonna comment below and then be this is not true,
it's
blah,
a
blah,
flame
blah.
war.
But then I went at Sunday, I had this service at church, and then it happened on Saturday, and then I think it's really just magical or miracle.
God speaking to you.
That God speaks to you at the right moment, the message always just comes at the right time, and then it was about how to find God's peace during troubling moments, and I'm wow, and then it's just that verse came up, and then also there'll be this other ones as well.
So being slow to speak, quick to listen, slow to speak.
Yeah, and slow to anger.
Slow to anger.
Yeah, and then so basically I was going to do that. I was just gonna call her out and be because I guess she...
Stop trolling, girl.
Yeah, I guess she didn't know that I would see it. But I saw it it was a coincidence that I saw the post. And then instead I kind of just see it from her point of view. I probably had done something wrong, that made her feel that way. I mean, it wasn't really, it was more like a emotion problem instead of actual problem. So it wasn't really just something wrong with our product. She was more upset about the situation. So I feel like I should take care of her emotion instead of like taking like because there's no work that needs to be taken care of. Like there's nothing wrong with our products.
A lot of times, like the customer, whether you're working in a company and serving customers or working in retail, a lot of the customers just project their own frustrations with their life onto the service provider.
Exactly.
And then something's wrong with their life, but they'll just want to blame it and attribute it to something.
Yes. So instead, I just I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything about the post. I guess I just changed my attitude a little bit instead of, I wasn't really like being fuzzy before, but then like just make it even more, lower myself, you know, like, and then to make sure that my attitude or like whatever I'm doing for her is really to her satisfaction. And then I just, it just let it go. And then I'm sure like God has his plan and this is a perfect timing for me there's always a learning lesson.
Whereas if you did add oil to the fire, then it would make the situation even bigger.
I would assume so. Yeah, I don't think it will be any good to it. I was thinking, I should like just call her out and then be like, I'm right in this, but there's no right and wrong. God's right. That's it. Nothing else is right or wrong.
Yeah, it's really important to try not to prove yourself.
Yeah.
Some people are just not at that stage where they need to hear that, right?
Exactly.
And then we come across so many clients and customers in our line of work that it's really about understanding and that people have different beliefs, different cultures. They, even I work with clients that come from areas in India and China and they tell me stories about how the culture there is different and
you just want to be accepting and then always be thankful of what they have given you. Like there are so many competitors out there. There are so many stagers out there. You really want to be appreciative when they decide to choose you. And then like I talked about it in the previous video, was about how you want to just not treat it as a one-time thing, So.
If you haven't seen the previous video where we're talking about, building that long-term relationship, click over here. That's awesome. That's really great. For me, I think the overlooked, underrated goes along with yours to be thankful.
Yeah.
Be thankful always. Just having a spirit of thanksgiving. First Thessalonians 5:17 says, "Give thanks always." Philippians 4 talks about just be thankful in what God has given you. I think it's really important.
Yes.
Like a lot of times we talk about the millennial, like people talk about the millennials being the entitled generation. I think people from all generations have that entitlement mentality to some degree. People think, we deserve it. We work hard for 40 years, therefore we deserve this. We deserve to act like this and that kind of thing. I think we have to remember our roots, where we come from. Nobody made it to the top by themselves.
Yes.
Everyone gets help somewhere.
Yeah.
Everyone has teachers. A lot of people have mentors. So I think having that thankful attitude, the Bible talks about every good and perfect gift comes from God.
Yeah.
So that's a great principle that I live by and remind myself. And I'm not perfect, of course. There are times that I don't look or sound like I'm thankful, but I need to always ground myself and just remind myself, hey, you know what? There's always things to be thankful about.
Yeah.
These days, I'm practicing the attitude of gratitude. I've been doing that for maybe about 2 years. But every day I wake up in the morning and I have my morning ritual and I just listen to a song and I thank God. Thank God for my wife, my kids, they're alive. My parents are alive. They're
healthy.
They're healthy. I have a toilet to go to the washroom to, because I've been on mission trips where there's no toilet. You just go in the field, right? Like even being thankful that we have clean water and those kind of things. You'd be surprised. Many people don't think like that.
Yeah.
And when you have that attitude of gratitude mindset, it attracts, it gives off a certain vibe.
Yeah.
When you meet clients, they want to work with people who are thankful.
Yeah.
You know, they and like you, they want to work with people who are
Appreciate it.
slow to speak, quick to listen, and slow to anger. They don't want to work with impulsive, impatient people who are not gracious or not grateful. So I think that's really important. Like when you're working in your company, when you're doing whatever you're doing in sales, or if you're a student, be grateful, be thankful. When you're working with colleagues, classmates, or anything like that, family, make sure you're slow to speak, quick to listen. Actually, most people, they speak more than they listen. Well, there's a reason God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. The ratio should be at least listen 2 times more than you speak. So leave any comments you have or any questions you have in the comment section below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you've been notified of future videos. And I hope this video challenged you to maybe reflect and ponder on your current situation and how you can incorporate these kind of principles in whatever you're doing, in your line of work or at school or in your relationships. Until next time, God bless you.